Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tracy, as you know, and I know you haven't seen me in a while because I haven't uploaded in a while. I got a message on Instagram from @114Michelle aka PB, and she was like, "Missed your videos." And so once I got that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get in front of the camera and I'm going to get to work. I've kind of taken some time off. I was in Jamaica for a little while, kind of regrouping, getting my thoughts together. Every time I go to Jamaica to visit my family and spend some time there, I don't go to like the resorts or anything like that. They call it the country, where, you know, people actually live and there's no resorts or anything like that. So every time I come back, I really feel grateful. I feel grateful for what I have. I feel grateful for my family. I feel grateful for kind of like all the things in Canada that I take for granted. I came into the new year with a sense of gratitude, if that makes sense. So this video is going to be more of like a chit chat video. It's going to be about my New Year's goals, kind of giving you guys tips about goals for the new year. So right now we're in mid-January, and by now I feel like we should have an idea of what we want to do in the new year, what we kind of want to change. And I'm a big believer in not making it like this huge intimidating list, or else like I feel like for me I get really intimidated and I don't really want to go through with anything, or like I'll start to sabotage myself. So I like to make it like really small like steps that I can take to make these big changes in my life. So I'm gonna share with you what I'm trying to change about myself. And then maybe down in the comments you can share with me what are your New Year's resolutions or your goals or the things that you're trying to achieve this year. I need to write down my goals. I need to write down a daily to-do list. I always think of my brain like a goldfish brain. Like, I forget things, I feel like, within the first 3 seconds that I think about them. That's why I have to write things down, or else it's never gonna get done. So I picked up this planner, and I feel like planners cost a lot of money when they shouldn't. Like, this cost me about $30 and it was on sale. But maybe because it's Kate Spade, and I know Kate Spade is a little bit, I guess, pricier, but I couldn't find anything for less. Another thing with planners I find is that in the past I've always got these kind of kitty planners, like the ones with the doodles and the, you know, the hearts and sweet messages and like all that stuff. And I kind of feel like I've outgrown that. So whenever I have to write into a kitty planner, I just kind of don't follow through with it because I don't like the planner. So for me, it's really important to have planner that I like. This one is really great. It's really mature, it's just simple and to the point, and I feel like I'm maturing, so I should have a mature planner. So the next thing I have going on to kind of help me stay on track is this notebook. It says stay humble, hustle hard, and that kind of makes me want to pick it up and flip through it and write through it. I need a notebook that's going to draw me to it. I read the same way, that's how I feel. So right now there's nothing in it, but eventually there will be, and it's going to be for all my ideas and all those random thoughts in my brain that need to be, you know, condensed and put into one place. So that is where I'm going to put it. I got this from Chapters Indigo. Another big thing with me is that I spend way too much. I shop, I just love it. And I know I need to get that under control. So I actually created a budget for myself, an actual budget, like a grown-up budget for adults. So I took my Microsoft Excel and I created a budget for my life. In December, I saw like, I couldn't believe how much I spent. On coffee, for example, I spend $50 a month on coffee, which doesn't sound so bad, but then I added it up. Over a year, that's over $500 on coffee, and that could help me to travel or do something way better than drinking coffee. I used to buy 2 coffees a day. Now I cut it down to 1 coffee a day, and I make tea instead. So I'll go to work and I have my tea bags, my coffee cup, and there's water already there that I can boil in the kitchen at work, and I make my tea as my second coffee. That's been saving me so much money. I've started cooking my lunch, and I know you guys have heard this a lot, like start cooking instead of going to, you know, the junk food and stuff like that. But I've started to really love cooking. For every Sunday, I'll find a new recipe, which is so fun, and then I'll make that recipe and I'll pack it up in my containers and I'll pack it for lunch. So it's January 15th and I have not spent on junk food yet. So I've also made a goal to have my student loans paid off by January of next year, which is like a huge ambitious goal, whatever, but I've made a plan for it in my budget. and I'm going to make sure it's done because I feel like this is looming over my head. I've been out of school for how long, it needs to go away, it needs to disappear. And simply my plan consists of, you know how they give you a minimum payment that you need to pay for your student loan every month? Well, I'm going to put $100 on top of that so that it can be cut down. That's all I need, is $100. I can do it. Okay, so I'm implementing this rule called pay yourself first. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but you know how when you get your paycheck, you pay your bills, etc., but you don't think of paying yourself. So I'm saying before I pay any bills or anything else, I'm taking out money for myself as if I'm a bill. Because I'm important enough, you know, I deserve it. And you deserve it too, so maybe you want to start paying yourself first. I think it's a really great idea. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is kind of like a big life decision. To me, it's a big life decision that I kind of need some help with. So I've been thinking about moving into the city, and I don't know if it's a good idea. I live in the suburbs now, and it's a really nice area, but I feel like I kind of need some excitement or a change or some kind of independence or something like that. I don't know, I feel like I'm being drawn into the city at this point, so the city being Toronto. I don't know what to do. You guys, tell me in the comments below if you're from Toronto too. Let me know what you think about living in the city. Is it a really big strain on your budget, or are you loving it? That's what I'd love to know. Or if you're even from any big city where rent is expensive, like what would you recommend? So I love doing this video, I love doing this chit chat. I'm glad to be back to YouTube. Hope you guys liked it and you learned something. Bye!